Well, clearly the best way to get a range is to use a laser rangefinder. I mean, consumer laser rangefinders are now what I would call cheap and widely available. I mean, you can get a rangefinder like this, now does 1,000 yards on basically anything you can point it at, right? Which is, you know, way beyond most people's usable range. And I mean, they retail under $1,000. They give you a very accurate range. I mean, that thing is good for plus or minus a yard at 1,000 yards on average, and it's instantaneous. The downside? Well, the downside is it's an optical device, so it depends upon the air between you and the target. So smoke, rain, fog all affect the range reading and the ability to range the target. It's driven by batteries, and we know how batteries work. So if you don't have spares, you know, you've got a device that's dead, it doesn't do you any good. I wouldn't drop it too often, right? That would probably be bad, right? How clean are the lenses? How well can you hold it? Because you've got to be able to put the beam on the thing you're trying to range, which is why so many of them now at least come with a tripod socket, so you can mount it to something and steady it enough to keep the beam on the target and get a good range. Right? So is that the ideal thing? Sure, because it's super precise. If you can't use it or it's not cooperating, our backup system is to use the reticle for ranging. You can range quite nicely and get quite shootable ranges with a reticle in either your rifle or spotting scope, as long as you have a known size target to work with. Once you have a target of a known size, there are just a set of standard formulas for whether it's a minute reticle or a mil reticle that will let you range the object. And inside of 800 yards, you'll get very, very shootable ranges with a target that's anywhere from 12 to 24 inches or more in size. It's pretty much no problem to range with the reticle. And that you can use all the time. I mean, as long as you can see the target or see something of a known size, you can get a range. So that is what we teach in class. I don't teach you to use this, because point, push button, read numbers, not much to teach. That's more of an acquired skill. It requires some practice. Any given target size, here's what works. I have a circular area, and I decide that the target area is 15 inches, right? So the back to the chest on your white-tailed deer, approximately 15 inches on average, and that'll be close enough for government work. I take my reticle and I bracket that 15-inch area, and I decide that it covers 3 mils from the top to the bottom. Right? The simple way to do it is a thing called a mil.master, which is a kind of little slide rule cheat. So I take 15 inches, and what did I say, 3.5 mils? So if I put 15 inches on 3.5 mils, the target is 115 yards away. If it is 1.5 mils, and I put 15 inches on 1.5 mils, the target is 280 yards away. And if it's 0.7 mils, 15 inches at 0.7 mils, the target is 590 yards away. So using a device like this or a simple table, if you know what your target size is going to be, you can make a simple table beforehand and go, okay, for 10-inch targets, 12-inch targets, 8-inch, whatever target sizes you might have, here is how many mils that target would be at each one of these yard lines, and it's a simple card that you just look at and go, oh, okay, I'm shooting at elk, and elk are 24 inches, and therefore this elk must be 420 yards away. It's pretty quick, and it's pretty easy, and it works with either mils or minutes of angle. Doesn't matter which kind of reticle, it matters that the reticle is calibrated and that you know how to read it. That's it.